Hello. I thought it was about time I did a wee vlog again. Last time I did a vlog, some people complained that they didn't see my face, which is not really a devastatingly awful thing for you not to see, but I thought I'd just start off with my face before I turn around and show you all the beads, because really they're far more interesting than me. Anyway, so here we go. One thing I wanted to show you was my new very little bead table. Just sit down here. It's pretty tiny, as you can probably see. Those are my pliers there. So you can see it's not totally huge. Okay, it's just a school desk, and in fact, I think somewhere, yeah, you can see it came complete with graffiti. Hi Lisa, whoever you are. I got it off eBay, pretty cheap. And I think it will actually end up being really good for taking photos. It's a nice colour, it's kind of battered. I'm going to try and sand some of this stuff off. There's more like under my box that I've got here. Which is not terribly lovely, although it's quite characterful. So I'm going to try and sand that down. If it takes the kind of colour off, I'll stain it or something. But I'm quite excited. We've just redone our living room in terms of moving furniture about. And this is my spot here, and you can see this is the view I've got. It's not very exciting. It's really rainy and wet and horrible today. You see all the puddles, and you can see it's a pretty huge window. I don't think it's going to be a great spot for actually taking the photos because you can't really see, but there's an awning kind of up here, up the outside of the window, so it's pretty dark on here, and the light kind of, it just doesn't look good. So anyway, enough rabbiting about that. One thing I wanted to show you today, I've got a couple of things, but one thing was my buttons that arrived all the way from Rhode Island, from lovely Emma, and she has sent me some really, really cool buttons. This, I don't know what it's made of. It feels like some kind of plastic. You can't really see the colour here, but it feels like quite old. But it's a really lovely orange shade. It looks really kind of red and weird in my phone, but it's not. It's a lovely kind of autumnal, sort of slightly 70s, but I think that's maybe just that my mum had a fondue kit in this colour, you know, kind of Cresolé orange, if you know what that is, those nice pans. She sent me two of these really, really nice buttons. My little phone doesn't want to focus on them, but oh, there we go, it's done it. So you can see they've got a really nice little kind of carved pattern on them. And lastly, this cool little green button. It's kind of like a spring green. It's not quite as lime as it looks. So those are my buttons. I'm really excited to work with them. But possibly even cooler than the buttons, she sent me, whoops, these. And these are some of her beaded beads. I don't know if you all know this, but I do occasionally do seed beading. That's where I started making jewellery. But making these beaded beads is something I just never quite got my head around. And having seen them on Emma's blog, which I've read for quite a while now, I just never realised that she used these absolutely tiny beads. I think they're size 15. These are size 11. And hopefully you can see these ones, the beads in them are just a little bit smaller. I'm just so touched that she sent me them because I know how long seed beaded things take. And they're just absolutely perfect. They're really beautiful. There's a few more that she sent me as well that have kind of been snaffled away into other things already. And these are the ones I've got left. But they're really stunning, so thank you so much, Emma. I really, really appreciate them. They're just beautiful. Don't have words for them other than that. So that's my button blog hop. Now the other thing I wanted to show you is something else that came in the post from this lady here, Bo. She lives on the Isle of Wight, which is a little island off the south coast of the UK. I've never been there. It's pretty far away from me. It's even further away from where I was until I was 19 in Scotland. So I'm quite intrigued to go and visit Bo in the Isle of Wight one day. And Bo makes really lovely ceramic beads. I've been using them for quite a while now. She has really beautiful colours. I think her and I have kind of similar taste in colours, but you can check out her shop. She's got two shops actually, Etsy and Folksy, Bo Hully Beads. So check out her shops. She's got really lovely things. Now, some of you might know or remember that we have 4 bunnies that live in our house, and we used to have 2, and Maisie very, very sadly died at the beginning of this year. It was pretty devastating for me and Helen, and also for Rufus, who was left all by himself. Hence the fact we've now got 1,000,000 bunnies living with us. And so for Easter, I did a post on rabbit art beads, and I was quite surprised looking through Etsy that I found really none that were in bright colours. They were all in sort of realistic colours, or, you know, they were metal, there was some silver pewter, things that were brown, quite a lot that were white, but apart from, I think, one that I found that was a bright orange lampwork rabbit, there were none in bright colours. And I kind of said, not really expecting anyone to take me up on this, said, oh, I'd love to see some brightly coloured rabbit beads. I'm a bit kind of bunny obsessed, and, you know, I'd like to use them in my work, but I do like lots of colour. And so this came in the post 2 days ago, and I'm just going to turn it around. Oh, try not to drop it, really slowly. Don't know if it'll focus that close. It is just the cutest bead I've ever seen, and it's turquoise, which is totally my colour, as you can see from my horrifically chipped nail varnish. And when I was looking at this, I then turned it over and saw this that Bo had stamped on the back. And I just don't really have words for how completely sweet and touching it is that Bo made this rabbit. It's totally awesome bead. Now, it's not going to become jewellery because I have somewhere